Good evening and welcome to Channel 14 News. I'm Joe Smeltzer.
And I'm Mike Capelli. The Bonner Scholars hosted an event last week focusing on privilege and if it exists. They started the night by showing an MTV movie titled White People. After the conclusion of the movie, several of the upperclassmen addressed the crowd and discussed topics brought up in the movie. Smaller groups were formed to go into further detail and to discuss personal stories pertaining to privilege. Sophomore Bonner Scholar Lachlan Loudon goes into more detail.
How privilege affects our society, and it's like a human rights issue. It's an issue-based project, so human rights is our central area of focus for that project. And what we do is we host an event, and we decided to do it on privilege this year because privilege is something that we don't always notice, and it's something that we don't really like to think about because it feels like we're being attacked, and it feels like we're being targeted as, any race. And then we're observing race, talking about race. It's a pretty uncomfortable conversation. So it's important that we have an event like this that creates sort of a comfort zone for people to talk about that issue and mingle with people of other races and hear their perspectives and then just sort of compare your experiences and talk about these issues with more of an open mind.
The Bonner Scholars are also working on several other issue-based projects and will be hosting more events in the future.
If you've ever driven into Waynesburg, then you've probably passed the Waynesburg Population sign. But if you blink, you could miss it. Luckily, Ed Boyce has you covered on the latest census results for Waynesburg.
On the right side of Route 19, in front of the Fox Ford dealership, stands Waynesburg's population sign, reading that the borough has 4,184 people living in it. The borough's population, however, has decreased since then. According to the U.S. Census Bureau's 2018 population estimates, Waynesburg is currently home to 4,017 people. In the minds of Michael Sims, Waynesburg Borough Manager, and Brian Cumberledge, Assistant Manager to the Borough Manager, there are multiple reasons as to the decrease. One is that people are moving away due to the lack of job growth within the county's largest employers, such as the gas and coal industries. Sims said coal is on the decline, and gas is currently plateauing. Whether the gas industry will improve or incline, Cumberledge said the industry may be waiting until the 2020 presidential election is over before making decisions. Even if the industry increases production, Cumberledge said that companies most of the time will bring experienced workers from outside the county, not hire Greene County workers. If there is another explanation, Sims said it could be the aging population of the county moving to other states. For the Yellow Jacket, this is Edward Boyce.
Despite Waynesburg University's low crime rate, sexual assault in college is a serious concern nationwide. Waynesburg is being proactive about the issue and just received a significant grant to fund an educational program designed to prevent sexual assault. Here's WCTV's Lachlan Loudon.
Waynesburg University recently was awarded approximately $30,000 for a grant to combat sexual assaults on campus. This grant hopes to implement an app that allows anonymous reporting to all students, faculty, and staff.
I think this grant will definitely benefit Waynesburg, and I think it would help us, especially with the anonymous reporting, just because also Waynesburg is such a small community, and I feel like sexual assaults can happen at a small university, and because we're such a small university, people can be afraid to speak up in such a small community, and so I definitely think that this anonymous reporting can benefit Waynesburg.
The grant may also be used to fulfill other needs on campus related to sexual assault prevention, including enhancing lighting in low-lit areas on campus.
I definitely think we do need more lights on campus. I know I walk back and forth from the gym really late at night when they close at midnight, and I'll be walking back and I don't have enough lights to kind of see where I'm going. Well, I know where I'm going, but I just don't know. I won't be able to see a lot of people coming at me, or I definitely think lights would benefit.
I'm here in Monument Park on Waynesburg University's campus, and as you can see from behind me and around me, it is very dark outside. And what this grant hopes to do is possibly enhance and optimize the lighting in areas like the park where it might be harder for someone to travel back to their dorms late at night, and hopefully prevent more sexual assault on campus.
Oh, it's dumb dark out here. Your girl can't see nothing. I gotta walk around with a flashlight on my phone, and sometimes that phone be dead in the middle of the night. So it would be great if we got us some lights, legit lights that actually we could see the pathway, so we could also avoid the cats.
The grant's origins lie in the It's On Us campaign to end sexual assault on college campuses. These funds have not yet been received, but will be used to hopefully start beta testing the app in the spring and give all students adequate training in the fall. Lachlan Loudon from WCTV and the Yellow Jacket.
It was a hockey night in Pittsburgh, and WCTV's Caleb Yauger has the details on how you can enjoy all the fun with other Waynesburg students.
Please welcome your Pittsburgh.
It was a very exciting night Tuesday night for students from Waynesburg University, and also for the fans at the NHL game between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Pittsburgh Penguins at PPG Paints Arena. Through Student Rush, Waynesburg students could attend the game for just $30, and the students certainly got their money's worth. Before the game, Pittsburgh honored the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice team by inviting former assistant coach Craig Patrick and former team captain Mike Eruzione to do the ceremonial puck drop. For the students, it was a unique experience to witness history.
It was pretty amazing. I've watched the story of the Miracle on Ice with my dad since I was little, and to see those guys in person and think about that story and just realize that they were the ones that lived it was really cool.
Oh, it's really awesome to see a team that, against all odds, was able to come out on top, and it's cool to see a history of hockey here in Pittsburgh.
The game was very exciting as the Penguins were the first to strike, although Tampa Bay tied up the game, and it will remain tied until the end of regulation.
Of course, it's the Penguins. Let's go Pens.
All right. Unfortunately, dreams of the win would not come true, as the Lightning stole the victory in overtime with a final score of 2-1. For WCTV, I'm Caleb Yauger.
Looking for that next great slice of pizza? Well, look no further, because the latest and greatest pizza place is right here in Waynesburg. WCTV's Rachel Pellegrino has you covered.
I'm Rachel Pellegrino, and I'm at the new pizzeria in town, Fat Angelos, here to check it out.
Fat Angelos Pizzeria, a restaurant franchise chain, opened their 7th location in Waynesburg last year. Despite Waynesburg already having multiple pizzerias in town, Fat Angelos has been making dough since it opened.
We do have a lot of competition here in town. Even the Casa Capri recently opened before we did, but we seem to do pretty well. We have a bunch of regulars. It seems like a bunch of people really enjoyed the large variety of foods that we offer here.
Fat Angelos offers a unique menu of food that customers can't get enough of.
I just like having something that's a little bit different here in Waynesburg. I support any kind of new business. It's just nice to have a new pizza place in here.
The pizzeria does not only serve the community pizza, but provides support for those suffering substance abuse.
They hire a lot of individuals that are in recovery so that they are able to get a second chance, and they have support here, and it's just a great team effort.
One of those individuals was the co-owner, Chaz Grooms.
I am Chaz, and I am one of the owners. We have 3 partners, Thomas Richards and Bob Cochran, and I'm one of them. I'm actually in recovery, and so is Thomas, but he's been clean for about 12 years, and I've been clean for about 5 years.
The business continues to thrive as it provides a welcoming environment.
It's just a really fun environment. Everybody's lively, and even though it's just a pizza shop, it's not just like a run-of-the-mill. It's almost like a family kind of environment, so that's good.
You've just heard it. It's a great environment with tasty food. So grab your menu and order in or out, because Fat Angelos is open for business. Rachel Pellegrino reporting for Channel 14 News.
That's it for campus and local news. We'll have news from around the nation when we come back.
currently 52 degrees outside. Will the rain stick around in the forecast? Stay tuned for my full 7-day weather forecast right here on Channel 14 News.
Over the weekend, more than 1,100 former prosecutors and Justice Department officials signed a statement calling on Attorney General Bill Barr to resign. That list has now reportedly grown to more than 2,000 signatures. Their statement says the motivation for the statement was Barr's involvement in overruling the sentencing recommendations for longtime Trump associate Roger Stone. Signatures served in both Republican and Democratic administrations. Most are former career prosecutors, but some are former political appointees. The race to the White House runs through Nevada. At least this week it does. Early voting got underway this weekend and caucuses are on Saturday. In the meantime, Democratic candidates are stumping throughout the Silver State trying to build support. John Lawrence reports.
Long lines of caucus goers in Nevada this weekend. More than 18,000 Democrats showed up Saturday, the first day of early voting for the state's caucuses.
There's a lot of Democrats coming out to beat Donald Trump.
And some of the candidates trying to do exactly that are making their case.
Nevada, it's your turn now to decide who you want to be the leader of your party and the next president of the United States. And I'm here to audition.
Donald Trump, you're going to be a one-term president. You're out of here.
Recent national polls don't yet show a particular favorite Democratic presidential candidate in the state.
The heart of America is so much bigger than the heart of this guy in the White House.
We are ready to put the corruption behind us. Are you ready to put the tweets behind us? This is our chance.
Early voting ends Tuesday, and the caucuses are Saturday. And candidates won't let setbacks like colds keep them from a microphone.
We can make government work for the people. We just have to be willing to do it.
When you see something wrong in America at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, you show up and fight it.
President Trump is heading to Nevada this week to talk criminal justice reform with graduates who were previously incarcerated. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Nevada State Democratic Party Chairman William McCurdy says the party is working around the clock to prevent Iowa-like problems with their caucuses. The Hawkeye State is recanvassing dozens of precincts and satellite caucuses at the request of the Sanders and Buttigieg campaigns. The state of Kentucky will have to shell out more than $150,000 over a license plate that says, "I'm God." The money will go to a man named Benny Hart who applied for it about 4 years ago. He had a similar license plate in Ohio before he moved to Kentucky. But Kentucky transportation officials denied his application, saying it doesn't meet their requirements. The ACLU and the Freedom from Religion Foundation filed a First Amendment lawsuit on Hart's behalf. He ended up winning in court last year. And now a judge is ordering the state to cover his attorney fees and litigation costs. The world's richest man is putting a big chunk of his money behind the fight against climate change. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos says he will donate $10 billion of his own money for the cause. He says the money will go through an initiative called Bezos Earth Fund. It will support scientists and organizations that are trying to mitigate the impact of climate change. In his statement, Bezos called climate issues the biggest threat to our planet. His move came after Amazon employees pushed him to do more about environmental problems. Many of them walked off their jobs in September to press him on the issue.
A teen accused of shooting his mother and 6-year-old brother is due in court Tuesday. The hearing is to determine whether the 17-year-old plans to seek counsel. The teen is accused of killing 2 family members and injuring his father Friday night. Officials say he then fled their home in Virginia and ended up here at this target in Durham, North Carolina. He was caught when an employee called in a suspected shoplifter. Norwood is being held in North Carolina until his hearing in juvenile court. Authorities are bringing his truck back to Virginia for a full search. A crash killed 4 people on a Missouri interstate Friday morning. Authorities say the driver of a Ford F-250 lost control and crossed the median into oncoming traffic, hitting a minivan head-on. Now we're hearing from a woman who was one of the first people on the scene to help. Kim St-Ong reports.
As a mom, as a parent, as any other human being, it was horrific. It was horrible.
Stephanie Hediger was the first person to run over to help, pulling up seconds after the deadly crash on I-64.
Jumped at the guardrail, jumped across the highway. I don't even know if cars were coming. I just went.
Hediger told her 12-year-old daughter, Savannah, to call 911.
Checked the first car. It was 2 elderly people. thumbs up, that is what they gave me.
She ran over to the truck driver, now identified as Elijah Henderson.
I was like, are you okay? He's like, I can breathe, but my legs are broke.
When Hudiger made it to the mangled minivan, her heart stopped.
Seen the two people, knew immediately.
She and another woman, an off-duty paramedic who also stopped to help, spotted 2 teen girls in the back.
We just grabbed her. Went over right to the grass, started CPR.
A man joined. They switched off doing chest compressions for about 12 minutes until paramedics took over.
We're like, just hang in there, honey, hang in there. Like, at that point, there's nothing else we can do. Like, we're trying, but just stay with us.
They shattered the van's window trying to get the other teen, but couldn't get her. Both girls died.
Did I do enough? Did God put me there for a reason? Had to have. Had to have. I mean, there's no other explanation for it.
Hudiger admits she cried for most of the afternoon.
Something I can't explain to nobody. You have to witness it.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol and the St. Charles County Prosecutor's Office consider this crash a criminal investigation, but no charges have been filed. A plane traveling from Australia to Los Angeles International Airport Sunday afternoon declared an in-flight emergency after it reported an issue with the landing gear. The Virgin Australia Boeing 777 landed at LAX shortly after 5 p.m. when it experienced problems with the right rear tire. Smoke was seen billowing out from the tires as it glided down the runway. Firefighters responded to the scene. However, the aircraft landed safely. No injuries to passengers on board were reported. It's unclear what caused the issues with the landing gear. A new study confirms measles can lead to fatal complications that go beyond the disease itself. The research is out Monday in the medical journal BMJ Case Reports. It shows nearly a third of measles cases present side complications, and they include pneumonia, hepatitis, and viral meningitis. Measles is preventable with a vaccine, but the researchers say anti-vaccination campaigns have contributed to an increase in cases in children and adults. That's it for national news. Whenever we return, Adam Morgante will tell you about some changes at Disney World in our business and entertainment update.
Welcome back to Channel 14 News. I'm Adam Morgante with your business and entertainment update. Wine drinkers rejoice. A new report finds wine prices are expected to fall to the lowest levels in 5 years. In today's Consumer Watch, Kim Hutcherson has a closer look at what's behind the drop.
Cheers to cheaper wine. Prices are expected to drop to the lowest level in 5 years. The reason? Too many California grapes and low demand. That's according to the newly released State of the Wine Industry report from Silicon Valley Bank. Experts say if there's not enough demand to support increased production, the surplus grapes go to waste. One industry group says demand is so low that wine consumption has dropped for the first time in 25 years. Industry experts say consumers might be able to enjoy these sweet low prices for the next 3 years as they wait for grape prices to stabilize. And in order for that to happen, experts say California growers will need to cut down on producing acres of vines. Industry groups point out that part of the problem is that millennials aren't engaging with wine as they hoped, saying they're thirstier for premium liquor and ready-to-drink cocktails. That's sour news for wine producers who saw millennials as the industry's largest growth opportunity. So toast to that and stock up on your favorites at a lower price. For Consumer Watch, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Disney World wants to add even more magic to its Cinderella Castle. The iconic centerpiece of Disney's Magic Kingdom Park is getting a makeover, and this is what it will look like when it's done. According to the resort's website, the work will get underway in the coming weeks and continue through the summer. The timing couldn't be better because Cinderella, the movie, marked the 70th anniversary of its box office debut over the weekend. The castle is located at the Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando, Florida. Home decor retailer Pier 1 is going bust. The company says it filed for bankruptcy on Monday after racking up $59 million in losses. The statement says Pier 1 has cut a deal with lenders to get $250 million in financing, and now the company is focusing on looking for a buyer. Pier 1 had already been in the process of closing hundreds of stores, but it still has about 500 locations up and running. The company is the latest brick-and-mortar retailer to fall victim to online competitors like Amazon and big box chains Target and Walmart. Redbox is offering a new service for those looking to cut the cord. The service, known for its movie rentals, says its customers can now stream live television for free. Redbox says you don't need a sign-in to view its free live TV, just go to its website or download its app. It does not appear to include any mainstream television networks on its channel list, but Redbox boasts it has dozens of popular channels in a variety of categories. Once again, there is no subscription fee. The service is supported with commercials. Movie and music news now, including an obstacle even James Bond can't overcome. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Why would I betray you?
We all have our secrets. You just didn't get to yours yet.
No Time to Die is the latest film to change plans due to the coronavirus. The 25th James Bond film was scheduled to hold an April premiere in Beijing and a publicity tour throughout China. But with that country trying to control the virus, including closing its movie theaters, those plans have been shelved. Leslie Odom Jr. has debuted the music video for his song Go Crazy from Mr., his first album of all original material. Odom, who won a Tony and a Grammy for Hamilton, takes his music on the road when his Stronger Magic Tour launches March 7th in Los Angeles.
I'm David Copperfield. I'm your nephew. You're the only family I have.
What do we do with him?
If I were you, I'd wash him.
Here's your first look at the historical farce, The Personal History of David Copperfield, based on the Charles Dickens novel and starring Dev Patel in the title role. The comedy reaches theaters May 8th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That's all for business and entertainment. Whenever we come back, Caleb Yauger has a full Waynesburg sports update coming up on Channel 14 News.
It's a Saturday night. You know what that means. Time to party. Sam is having a good time, watching sports, drinking beer, playing pong. Not a care in the world for Sam. Nobody at the party stops Sam. They let him walk out the door with his keys, even though he was stumbling, having a hard time to stand up. What happened less than 10 minutes later would change Sam's life forever.
A weekend of basketball saw the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets struggling again in PAC play. I'm Caleb Yauger with your Waynesburg Sports Report. St. Vincent College paid a visit to Waynesburg University at the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse on Saturday. On the women's side, it was a slow start for the Lady Jackets, who got into a hole early. WCTV's Chase Johnson has more.
The Waynesburg University women's basketball team hosted the PAC leading St. Vincent Bearcats at the Rudy Marisa Fieldhouse this past Saturday. Early on in the game was tied up at 5 points apiece until St. Vincent ended up breaking out and scoring on 9 straight possessions to build the score to 25-11 with just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. At the end of the first, Waynesburg trailed 36-26. Throughout the rest of the second quarter, Waynesburg continued to trade blows with the Bearcats, cutting the deficit to 8 points with just over a minute left before half. But St. Vincent would end up pulling away and take a 59-46 lead going into the half. Coming out of halftime, St. Vincent continued using their speedy offense to pull away from the Yellow Jackets and to go on and win 103-87. For Waynesburg, sophomore center Brooke Fuller set a career-high in point score with 27 on 11 and 19 shooting from the field, and she also brought down a game-high 9 rebounds. For St. Vincent, senior forward Madison Collier scored a career and game-high 41 points in 26 minutes as she went 18 of 23 from the field. For WCTV, I'm Chase Johnston.
It was senior day for the men's basketball team, honoring the 4 seniors Frank Bozovic, Brennan Smith, Sam Heater, and Cam Auld before the start of the game. Waynesburg came out of the gate hot, creating a 26-9 lead. With the tenacity of the St. Vincent defense, however, the Bearcats managed to climb their way back up, ending the first half with a 39-34 lead. It was very competitive in the second half, but St. Vincent comes out on top with a 72-60 victory. Walter Bonds led the Bearcats in scoring with 16 points, and for Waynesburg, Frank Bozovic put up 19 points with 3 three-pointers. Isaiah Alonzo and Brennan Smith had 12 points, respectively. It was also a big day for the Waynesburg wrestling team on Saturday as they competed in the PAC championships. Overall, it was a great day for individuals like Rocky McGeary, who won the first PAC Newcomer Award and the PAC's Most Outstanding Wrestler, and he is the first ever to make the sweep. Senior Corey Supin was also awarded Waynesburg's representative on the 2020 PAC sportsmanship team. For the team, with some questionable scoring, Waynesburg barely got second place to W&J, who only won by half a point. Coming up next, Riley Holsinger will have your weather covered for the next week right here on WCTV News.
Have you ever been to the Everly Library? If not, you should, because it's great. They have books of all different genres: history, biography, fiction. Try The Evolution of Life, Life of Pi, or Jurassic Park. So what if books aren't your thing? Try movies like Frozen, or TV shows like Lost. Books and DVDs aren't the only thing though. Take a trip to the second floor. Welcome to the Writing Center. These tutors will tell you everything you need to know about writing a paper, and they'll help revise your essays. Now let's head back down. Behold, the Knox Learning Center. Need to print something out 5 minutes before your next class because you procrastinated? No problem. You can also print off pictures of dogs. Because, well, you can. So grab your homework, laptop, and textbook, and study diligently. Bring your lunch too. Actually, you can't. That's illegal. Now you know the Everly Library. Stop by anytime. Seriously, it's open all week.
Welcome back to Channel 14 News. I'm Riley Holsinger with your 7-day weather forecast. Today was the warmest day of the week with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 27 degrees. There was a 60% chance of rain throughout the day, and tonight that's going to slim down a little bit to be 20% chance. For Wednesday, thankfully the rain washes away and we will have partly cloudy skies with a high of 39 degrees and a low of 20 degrees. For Thursday, it is going to be the coldest day of the week with a high of 33 degrees and a low of 16 degrees. The good news about Thursday, though, is it starts a 3-day streak of no chance of rain. For Friday, sunny skies are in the picture, and the temperature is going to heat up a little bit. The high for Friday is 37 degrees, and the low is going to be 19 degrees. On Saturday, the temperature jumps up a little bit higher than Friday's with a high of 46 degrees and a low of 26 degrees. Saturday will mostly be sunny. For Sunday, temperatures stay similar, but we're going to be trading mostly sunny skies for mostly cloudy skies, with the high is going to be 49 degrees and the low is going to be 25 degrees. There's going to be a 20% chance of rain. And then on Monday, the rain enters back into the forecast with rain showers projected to occur all day. There's going to be a 40% chance of rain to bum your Monday out, and the high is going to be 48 degrees with a low of 35 degrees. That is all for your WCTV Weather Watch forecast. So, guys, it's going to be an important week for some Waynesburg University basketball for both the men's and women's team.
Yeah, the women currently sitting in 7th place, so they're looking like they're going to take on Bethany. So it's going to be a tough road ahead for them.
Yeah, and for the men, their spot is not secure yet. Have Teal, then Bethany Saturday, so they're going to have to win one of those two at least to get in.
Well, that's going to do it for us. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday to WCTV News.
This has been a